In the crucible of the Pacific War, American fighters became the guardians of the fleet. From the rugged F4F Wildcat to the unstoppable F6F Hellcat, the nimble FM2, and the fearsome F4U Corsair, these machines defined air superiority against all odds. Early in the Pacific War, the U.S. Navy's Wildcat faced Japan's Zero. The Zero turned faster, climbed higher, and for months, outmatched the Wildcat. But at Guadalcanal, the Wildcat didn't need to win every dogfight. It just needed to survive. And with each mission it returned from, the enemy thinned out. It wasn't sleek or speedy, but it was tough. It soaked up bullets. Pilots told stories of wings shot through, engines coughing, and still landing safely. It got you home, they'd say. Instead of chasing, they started covering each other. The thatch weave, two planes flying in sync, turning the Wildcat's weakness into a trap. It wasn't flashy, but it worked. Suddenly, the Wildcat was winning fights. It wasn't one pilot or one battle. It was day after day. Launches, returns, damage, repairs. The Wildcat wore down to Zero, not by superiority, but by endurance. By 1943, the Hellcat arrived. Sleeker, faster, built to dominate. But until then, it was the Wildcat that kept the skies contested. One more mission, one last stand, before stepping aside. Not the fastest, not the flashiest, but it flew when it had to. And that's why the Wildcat earned its place. By 1943, the war had moved on. F6F Hellcats and F4U Corsairs ruled the skies. So why was the Navy building more Wildcats? Because they had a new job, and FM2 was built just right for it. The FM2 was lighter than the original Wildcat. Stronger engine, better climb, stripped weight. It wasn't faster than a Zero, but it could take hits and give them right back. It launched from tiny escort carriers, protected convoys, covered landings, shot down dive bombers. It was always there when it mattered most, especially when the big planes couldn't show up. At Leyte Gulf, a handful of FM2s faced a massive Japanese fleet. No backup, no room for mistakes. They fought off bombers, strafed destroyers, and stalled the advance. The pilots called it a miracle. History calls it guts. It never got the glory. It never made the posters, but got the job done. Again and again. The FM2 Wildcat was the little fighter that refused to quit, even when everyone else had moved on. It had a long nose, bent wings, and a monster engine. The F4U Corsair looked like a beast and flew like one. Too fast for the carrier deck, too unstable on landing. The Navy said, not ready for sea. So the Marines took it inland and made a legend with 6.50 caliber machine guns and over 2,000 horsepower. The Corsair shredded anything in its path. It screamed through the Pacific at 400 miles per hour. They called it Whistling Death. Japanese pilots hated it. American pilots fought over it. The Corsair turned pilots into legends. Gregory, Pappy, Boynton got 26 kills in one. Squadrons painted shark teeth, skulls, flames. Because the plane didn't just fight, it hunted. World War II ended. The Corsair didn't. It flew in Korea. It destroyed tanks. It blasted trenches. It outlived jets. One pilot said it could kill anything but time. The Navy didn't trust it. The Marines couldn't do without it. And the Corsair? It outlasted expectations. It flew longer, fought harder, and proved that sometimes the most difficult machines become the most dependable. In the early days of the Pacific War, the U.S. Navy kept losing. The Japanese Zero was fast, agile, and deadly. America needed a response, so they built one. The Hellcat wasn't flashy. It was built with one job: beat the Zero. Stronger armor, more firepower, easier to fly. Nothing more, nothing less. The Hellcat wasn't the fastest, not the sleekest, but got pilots home again and again. And it won fights, lots of them, in World War II. The Hellcat scored 5,000 plus kills. Its kill ratio? 19 to 1. Some say it didn't look like a legend, but it flew like one. Veterans loved it. Tough as a truck, they said. Simple to land. Easy to maintain. It wasn't a race car. It was a workhorse. The F6F Hellcat didn't chase glory. It earned it. Not the flashiest plane, just the right one, for the right war. From the early days of the Pacific War to its final battles, these fighters carried the hopes of the fleet and the courage of their pilots. Their legacy still echoes in the skies. This is the History Man channel, and the stories continue.